Let's talk about DISC for a moment. And I don't mean the assessment you took a couple years ago for a team building exercise. I'm talking about our hardwired communication and behavioral style and how it can ultimately impact how we build rapport with our prospects. We can shorten our sales cycle and ultimately close more business more quickly. There are 4 different styles, and if you're not aware of your style and the potential upside or downside and how it could be perceived, and mindful that somebody else you're meeting with, one or multiple prospects, might have a different style than you, we could completely miss the mark. And then we go out of the meeting thinking, yes, I nailed that. And they leave the meeting thinking, I'm glad that's over. So the dominant D style could come into it, we're gonna change this, do this, it's gonna be great, all high energy, they're gonna talk about the results, but if that's not what others are interested in, then you might have missed the mark. The I style, who comes in and says, okay, lots of energy, this is gonna be fun, imagine how this is gonna feel when this is put into place, and your team, people are gonna love it, yeah, we'll figure out the details when we get there. It could be potentially too much of a good thing. It could be, this person is wonderful, they're so much fun, but I don't know whether I have the confidence that they're gonna be able to get the step-by-step to produce what it is that we need for our company. The S-style salesperson, they like what's comfortable, they like what's familiar. So if they have sold certain products in the past or had certain solutions in the past or worked with certain types of clients in the past, they're going to tend to gravitate towards those people, towards those situations, and they're also likely, even though they're great listeners, they're likely to hear one thing and perhaps suggest what they've seen work before, as opposed to maybe trying a new solution or getting a little creative with the prospect. The C style, conscientious or compliant, that person is going to be very detail-oriented, they're going to be very analytical, they're very much on the tasks, the steps, and the precedents. So they're also going to have a little bit more perhaps of a conservative approach, both in their persona as well as the solution that they present. And while everybody likes the idea of, we're going to do it, let's do it right the first time, that extra detail could frustrate others who are thinking, wow, can you get to the point already? Or it could be, oh, this doesn't really sound like a fun solution, even if it does make some sense. Toss in the fact that you might have 1, 2, 3 different people with different styles in any different sales appointment, whether it's in person or even in the virtual. If you're not coming prepared to adjust and adapt to all the different styles in place and maybe tone yours down or pick yours up as the case might be, you're not going to be as relatable, and you might tend to gravitate towards one person in the call and then run the risk of alienating or making others feel uncomfortable because they weren't included, they were just watching you two have a conversation. There are so many different ways to think about conflicts or potential conflicts with DISC, but it all goes back to recognizing that there's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all style of communication, and just because it's natural and comfortable to you doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be comfortable to the prospect. And an uncomfortable prospect is not likely to turn into a satisfied client.